Hi there, and welcome to Mystic Bloom. If you are new to the podcast, you are joining us during a special season of a Mystic Advent. So, the episode right before this, episode 12, explains a little bit about the tradition and ritual of Advent. And the episode that you are on now is week 1 of Advent, which is hope. If you would like to join us and you'd like to download the free Mystic Advent guide to learn more about the Christian tradition as well as the mystic tradition and create some rituals of your own, you can do so in the show notes and also at the Mystic Bloom website and Instagram, wherever you can find us. So thank you for joining and hope you have a beautiful. All right. So if you are following along the mystical Advent journey, this is an episode about week 1. Week 1 of Advent is themed around hope. Hope, the light that guides us in the darkness. In the tradition of Advent, this is represented with a purple candle. Purple representing preparation, representing royalty. Some say it's the color of a humbled heart, open, prepared to receive divine grace. Hope. So in the Christian faith, the first week of Advent invites us to reflect on the hope that comes from God's promises. It's a time to remember the prophecies of the Old Testament, where the people of Israel waited for the Messiah, trusting in the divine light that would come to redeem and restore the world. Hope was not just wishful thinking. This hope includes faith. It's a deep and abiding trust in God's plan, even when the path forward feels uncertain. So this is a time where the people of the Old Testament have been told that a Messiah is coming, where they are being controlled by the government. They are longing for a savior. And they have this hope. And I really want you to feel into this. Because at first when I was exploring with this word hope, I was like, oh, that's a word that I don't use often, or perhaps I feel like I use frivolously, like, oh, I'm going to the store, I hope they're open, right? And so when I really started to sit with hope, I was like, what is hope to me? And we're going to go into that a little bit in the contemplation questions. But hope in the sense of Advent has a faith. It has a waiting for what they know will come, what they hope will come. And in the mystical sense, in the mystical interpretation, perhaps it's not an external Messiah that you are hoping for. Or maybe it is. But it could be a seed of light planted within the soul. Perhaps you are hoping, waiting with faith for an awakening of higher consciousness on the planet. Maybe you are hoping that even in the darkness, that the light will come. That divine wisdom and love that are always present, even when they're unseen. And you are holding a space for that. You are holding a space for that hope to come to light, trusting that the divine is working in us and through us. So it could be about waiting for something externally, consciousness to expand across the globe, but it could also be hoping for something internal, for a light that is already inside of you, for this sacred thread to unfold as you step into your higher self. Have you ever had that feeling that something is coming? Whether it is a new chapter of yourself, or perhaps a quote unquote miracle of something, right? You're like hoping, you're waiting, you're wishing, but deep down there's a knowing. There's a faith that something is coming, something is shifting, and in it we wait, in it we hope. And that is a big part of Advent, and that's a big part of this week. It's the active waiting. Much like a mother before she gives birth, right? Like she knows that it's coming. It's very physical. It's there. Like she knows that it's coming. And there is a waiting. And there can be a lot of emotions in that waiting. And one of them is hope. And there's preparations, and there's a knowing that this action is going to take place, right? It's not passive. It's preparing, it's trusting, it's doing what we need to do for the moment when it comes, knowing that it is going to come. So as we begin this Advent journey, and in week 1, let's really explore hope. And as you go into a ritual and reflection for this week, if you so choose, you can light the candle, whether it's a purple candle or a candle in your home, or even just a flame in your own heart, as a symbol of hope, as a symbolic nature that there is a light that has always been with you and a light that always guides you forward. And I invite you to sit in that space and to allow it to illuminate the places within you that are longing for something, that are hoping for something. And some contemplation questions may be, where do I need to nurture hope in my life right now? What am I hoping for? What do I want? What do I desire? Perhaps play with, is desire embedded in your hope? I definitely think they can be. I think when we desire something, we long for something, and part of us is hoping that that something comes to fruition. So feel into your own experience of hope. What does hope feel like in your body? Do you have trust? Are you trusting in the unseen? Can you connect to your alignment, connect to your knowing, connect to your higher self, your divine self, for what you know is coming? What you are hoping for. And then sit with, who do you get to become to prepare? In this act of waiting, who do you get to become to prepare for what you know is unfolding? So yes, we are in waiting. Yes, we are in hope. And underneath it all is a trust, is a faith, is a surrender, is a hope. And in this season of Advent, one of the beautiful things is we get to practice this. We get to practice this act of waiting. We get to practice what it means to hope, to desire, to have faith, to prepare for the coming chapter in a way that we get to really sit and be with this experience. So for this week, I invite you to light the candle, perhaps create an affirmation for yourself, perhaps just sit in meditation and contemplation on these themes of hope, of desire, of active waiting, letting your knowing guide you, because you know. And when we can reconnect to our own essence, when we can peel back the layers of culture and conditioning and our fears and our patterns and our triggers and all of these things, and when we can let them fall away, it's then that we can return to our truest self, our truest essence, and our truest knowing. And so I invite you, if you are listening to this in an area that is safe for you to do so, I invite you to enter a meditative, contemplative space. Perhaps your candle is already lit. If not, I invite you to light the candle as an external representation of hope being ignited. Let your body feel the weight of itself as it sinks into the floor or up against a chair. Externally feeling the support that holds you. And I invite you to place your hands with the palms up to create a little space, a little expansion, a little connection to that which is greater than your human self, your human body, in all of its beauty and its glory. Taking a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowing down your breathing, slowing down your thoughts. Letting the thoughts just drip down your body right into the ground. Knowing that the earth will hold them, that they will be there for you in just a few minutes. Reconnecting with your heart space. Reconnecting with your unique access and essence of the divine. For some, that might be the crown. For some, perhaps the third eye activates first. Maybe it's your heart space, your root. Surrendering your centers. Opening up to the divine love that can hold us all. And in this space, I invite you to sit with the theme of hope. What comes up in your body when you hear the word hope? For some, it may be excitement. For some, there might even be a freeze. Some of us were taught not to hope because you may get disappointed. You might get let down. But we're reconnecting to the heart space underneath all the patterns, to the kind of hope that knows. to the kind of hope that is an active waiting for what is going to unfold. We may not know the exact timeline, but we know that it will come. And there is a hope, there is a longing, there is a desire for what is coming. And I invite you to continue to sit in the space for however long serves. To be with that hope, to let it reveal to you what you already know is coming. To let it reveal to you what you may need to become, what you may need to do, who you may need to be to prepare, to better align yourself for the unfolding. Knowing that you are supported, knowing that you do not have to do anything on your own. This is a co-creation between you and the universe. And just as the seasons change on this planet, so do the seasons in our lives. And there are times where we know a season is changing, wherein we know a season is coming, and we can prepare as best we can for what we know. So really sit with this. Sit with this place inside of you that knows, that hopes, that is in active waiting for what is about to unfold.